Hey everyone, and good Tuesday evening. It's Weather for Weather Geeks time. It's time to take a deep dive into our local weather, some national weather stories as well. We've got plenty to talk about this evening, and I'm full of pretty good news this evening. Some days when I do this video, the news is mostly pretty bad. We've had some days like that recently, but optimistic about the weather pattern coming up as we head into the second half of the work week, and also beyond that and into the last roughly half or third of the month of May. Want to check in with the 2-degree guarantee. We haven't done this often lately, but I keep track of our forecasts every day and how they do against what actually happened. And so far today, now as of the official climate report from the National Weather Service out of Cleveland at about 5:15 today, our high was 56. Now we may have eclipsed this by a couple of degrees over the last couple of hours as sunshine rolled out, but so far our official high is 56, which was our forecast. Pretty nice accuracy streak ongoing right now, up to 10 days, and our 2019 accuracy at 69%, an accurate day, meaning we got the temperature right within 2 degrees. May have seen some weather people in years past on some stations in some markets do 3 degrees. We challenge ourselves to be right within 2 degrees on the following day's high temperature. And about so far in 2019, about 7 out of every 10 days we're right within 2 degrees on the next day. Now, we were not alone in having a cool day today, even though it improved a lot at the end of the day. Overall, it was a pretty cloudy and chilly day. And look at all these blue dots, east of the Mississippi especially. A lot of places having some pretty gnarly weather underneath this upper level low, still spinning across New England. Now, our weather that we had yesterday has shifted a little farther east, and things are improving here, but it's still nasty in a lot of New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, up into New England as well. And temperatures are very chilly by mid-May standards, only 47 in Albany, 47 Scranton, 46 Nashua and Boston, and yeah, that's not very nice for the middle of May. And yes, last night and this morning, up in the higher elevations, there was some snow in parts of the Adirondacks, the Green and White Mountains. A lot of the ski resorts had at least a couple of inches, if not a few inches, of snow last night and early this morning. Not crazy unusual for mid-May up there, but still not something that a lot of people want to see at this time of the year. All right, a little after 7 p.m. when I was recording this, the sky was brightening quickly after a gloomy morning, midday, and first part of the afternoon from west to east and north to south. Our clouds are scouring out. It's going to be a nice sunset this evening. I talked about that on Weather Geeks last night, that our sunset this evening should be a pretty nice one, and I think that will come to fruition. And with temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60, again, it's about as nice as it's been all day today. High pressure drifts across tonight, keeps us with fair skies, and nice day coming up on Wednesday. I think we'll see a good deal of sunshine. Temperatures returning to where they should be at this time of the year. That means upper 60s, pretty close to 70. Now, this next front, it's not much of a player for our weather, but it could spark a shower or two tomorrow night, roughly between, say, 9-10 p.m. and about 1 a.m. Most of us won't even notice that, and that front will wash out off to our east, and actually a pretty nice day coming up in the wake of that front on Thursday. Now, we have one unsettled day in the forecast, and that is Friday, with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms pretty likely as some moisture gathers ahead of this next front. Now, this front is giving us an Excedrin headache when it comes to the temperature forecast at the start of the upcoming weekend. This front's going to kind of stall briefly somewhere around the region. It's a matter of where. Anywhere south of where this front decides to settle, it's going to feel like summer on Saturday. Anywhere north of the front, it's going to be pretty chilly. And that makes for a tough temperature forecast here locally. This is just one model, one run of one model. It's the European model. It's definitely on the extreme end of the colder solutions for Saturday. If taken literally, it would keep us in the 50s on Saturday and 80 in Zanesville and pushing 80 down towards Wheeling as well. So a really tight gradient across the region. Now, this is kind of a worst case scenario. This is not our forecast. I did take our forecast down to about 70 today, accounting for the possibility that this front settles far enough to the south. But, if this front decides to settle up here, we'll probably push 80 on Saturday. So stay tuned for the Saturday forecast. Rain chances are slim over the weekend, but not zero. I think there could be a stray shower or two Saturday and a stray shower or a thunderstorm Sunday. No matter what happens with the temperature on Saturday, this is Sunday's forecast. There's not much doubt that Sunday is going to be a pretty warm day. I think we'll have no trouble getting into the upper 70s and lower 80s as we wrap up the weekend. A big national weather story over the next several days will be the severe weather that will get going across the middle of the country later this week. I'm going to show you the Storm Prediction Center outlooks for days 4 through 8. And there's been a lot of chatter on weather Twitter today and weather circles about, have we ever seen the Weather Service have areas outlined for possible severe weather on each day of the day 4 to 8 outlook. They've been putting out this product for about a dozen years, and I believe I saw that it has never happened that they have areas highlighted on days 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You know, it's pretty gutsy to put out a forecast highlighting a potential severe weather area for day 6, 7, and 8. I mean, that's, you know, they have to be pretty confident that there's going to be some severe weather if they are highlighting an area that far in advance. So there's going to be a multi-day severe weather event across the middle of the country. That's something that we'll be following with interest around here, but I don't think it'll be very impactful around here. Most of it's going to be centered out in the middle of the country. Back here at home, I'm optimistic with the longer range trends here. Now, of course, everybody's tired of the generally wet pattern that we've been in. And, you know, it's been actually a fairly warm May so far, despite the chilly weather this week. But I think a lot of people are going to be pretty happy with the warmth that's coming. Now, will it come with the occasional shower and thunderstorm? Yes. But I don't think the second half of May will be as damp as the first half. And again, temperature trends are our friend here. This is the upcoming weekend, showing the bubble of warm anomalies over us, especially by Sunday and Monday. And then as we go through the longer range, now there are some cooler risks in parts of New England as we get into next week. But that's for New England. I think for us, we're in a pretty consistently warm pattern compared to average, starting late this weekend and really taking us probably all the way through at least Memorial Day weekend. This is taking us all the way to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is Memorial Day weekend here. Here's Memorial Day itself on the 27th. And this is just the European model, but other models are in pretty good agreement on this idea. So we're about to head into a consistently warm pattern, really even starting as early as tomorrow, but really kicking in by late in the weekend and into next week. I think today's temperatures are very likely going to be the coolest daytime temperatures that we'll see until next fall, because, you know, as we get deeper into May, and especially with that pattern that we have coming up, it's pretty hard to have a day where it stays in the 50s as we head towards summertime. So today, maybe the last day that you needed that extra blanket on the bed, and maybe you flirted with turning on the furnace in the morning this morning. You may have to do that in some spots tomorrow morning as well, depending on your tolerance for being a little bit chilly. But yeah, the warm-up really kicks in tomorrow, and I like what I see in the longer range. Thank you for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here tomorrow evening, and you can check out my updated forecast tonight on 21 News at 11. If you're not staying up that late, check out that forecast anytime on the Storm Tracker 21 app.